Hey, y'all, we are back and we have more grant opportunities for our nonprofit organizations that have their tax exempt status. And in this video, there is a total of over $10 million worth of grant opportunities. 10 million, over $10 million of grant opportunities for our nonprofit organizations. And I've mentioned in previous videos that yes, you can be a nonprofit corporation by going through your Secretary of State's office, but in order to get that tax exempt status on a federal level, you have to take that next step and go through the IRS and then get that IRS determination letter, but then also make sure that you are thinking about getting that state level tax exemption, because when you go and buy things and you see state taxes, local taxes, whatever they call it on the receipt, you can get an exemption at the state level as well, in addition to getting that exemption from a federal level. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Ebony, a licensed attorney out of the state of Missouri, and on this channel, we focus on grants, legal tips, and setting the foundation for your business to get you to generational wealth, because yes, money is good, but we want our money to serve generation after generation after generation. Check out the small business grant playlist as well as the nonprofit grant playlist. There are several grant opportunities for both of our areas that we're working on, and the grants in there are for no business needed, no deadline grants, as well as global opportunities. So wherever you are in the world, there is potentially a grant opportunity for you to walk away with funds for your business or nonprofit. I have launched my second book, y'all, and this book is a labor of love. It is 130 pages of content. It talks about if you get the grant, if you don't get the grant, applying for the grant, and most importantly, there are simple answers. So if you're applying for a grant and you get stuck and you're like, how can I start this off, or how can I answer this question? Do not plagiarize the answers now, y'all. You need to use them for what they are there for, which is to guide you through that grant application, because I don't want to get your application thrown out because multiple people are putting the same answer. If you're on the fence, there are several 5-star reviews on the website. I will put a link in the description as well for that. And if you would like to further support the channel so I can continue to provide these resources free of charge on YouTube, come on over to the Patreon. I'm going to quickly share my screen so you can see what's in there in case you want to join. Here's the Patreon. Yes, the information is locked. However, once you become a member, the information will be unlocked. I post grant opportunities in here. I post cohorts. I post articles. I post anything that I think will be helpful for you while you're on your entrepreneurship journey. But we don't want to stay over there too long because we got to get into these grant opportunities that is totaling over $10 million. Before we do that, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what type of business you have, what type of nonprofit you have, if you got your tax exempt status, if you're working on it. Just tell me about you. I like responding to those comments. But because we want this video to be as brief as possible, the first grant opportunity is for $2,500. And you're like, wait a minute, we can go from 20. Yes, just stay with me. This first grant opportunity is for $2,500. Similar to all of the grantors, they have different causes that are near and dear to them. And the causes that your organization must be working on or be aligned with them include health, hunger, and then everyday heroes. In addition to the opportunity to get up to $2,500 for your organization, they are also willing to sponsor events, provide inventory. So it could be that they are providing like water bottles with their brands on it. All of those types of things that will be helpful for you if you're doing a community event, or if you are doing a charity event where you just need someone to sponsor a table. And some of our grants, which we looked in our other videos, I know Costco specifically states that they only giving you money, okay? Do not ask them for inventory. Do not ask them for anything except for the green money cash. Okay, y'all? With that, let's look at this grant. All right, y'all. This grant opportunity is sponsored by Wawa, and not everybody has one located where they're at, but my understanding is people love these locations, okay? As I said, it is for $2,500, but you can also request in-kind donations. So if you go to their website, you can scroll down and it talks about the financial grants, what those are for. And then generally the grants are for $2,500, but they do have specific months if you're asking for more than $2,500. And those months are January, April, July, and October. But there is no deadline to apply for this grant opportunity, as well as the other grant opportunity. These are on a rolling basis. And then if you're looking for in-kind support because you're going to do some type of community event, they will donate soft pretzels or branded water. And then the products must be picked up at your local store and cannot be resold at a program or event. So y'all, do not go asking for these donations and then charge folks for bottled water or pretzels at your event. This is completely free to you, which means you have to provide them free to community. And then if you're just looking for a sponsorship because you're doing a community event, they provide financial support for charitable events organized by qualified charitable organizations such as walks or community events benefiting charities in our areas of focus. And then once you review all of this stuff, you can scroll back up. You can click on begin the submission process, and then that will take you through the application. Our next grant opportunity is for $125,000. This grant opportunity, similar to the other one, they have causes that they are aligned with, and they want to make sure that whomever they give this money to is also aligned with these causes. And the causes that are important to them are hunger, diversity and inclusion, health and nutrition, education, youth development, disaster relief, and stronger communities. Now, if you fit into any of these categories, you can potentially take away $125,000 for your organization in order for you to continue to strengthen your communities and provide the services that you are already providing. I want to make sure that we remember, though, when you are applying for nonprofit grant opportunities and when you receive nonprofit grants, you will have to do some level of reporting. This cannot be, I'm thinking about starting a business, I'm thinking about starting a nonprofit. They want the data. They want to know about your programs. They want to know performance measures. They want to know impact on community. So therefore, an impact report. So regardless of whatever opportunity you are applying for, make sure you are positioned to be ready to apply for the grant, but then also you are positioned to be ready to be compliant with the money once you get the money, because we're going to get this money, okay? Now with that, let's look at this next grant. All right, y'all. This grant opportunity is sponsored by Kroger. As I said, it is for up to $125,000. So please make sure that you are only asking for what you need, because they have seen thousands of applications. They've probably seen every program you could think of. They've probably already seen your program. So if you ask for more than what you need and they're able to pull it out, you might end up with $0. Okay. And we talked about what is of importance to them, disaster relief, communities, etc. But then it says, please allow up to 4 weeks for a response. So when you are thinking about nonprofit grants, similar to for-profit grants, it will take a while sometimes in order to hear back from the grantor. Please make sure that you are planning accordingly when you are applying for not just these grants, but any grant opportunity. And our next grant opportunity, this is the banger, y'all. You can get up to $10 million. Now, you know, if your operating budget is $50,000, you're not walking away with $10 million. However, I will say this grantor requires that you request a minimum of $50,000, okay? The other grants, the minimum was $1,000, the minimum was $500. You need a minimum of $50,000 plus be able to show that you know how to utilize $50,000. So this isn't for, I'm thinking about programs for my, you got to have your ducks in a row for this grant. And I will say this as many times as I need to. When you're thinking about these larger grant opportunities, the $10 million, I've had one for $1 million, please be realistic in where you are in your business, because taking on that type of responsibility is a challenge, because the reporting requirements that are going to be attached to that type of money, you're going to need an entire team just to monitor your reporting, right? And then with the programmatic piece, You're going to need so many people to make sure that everything is streamlined, to make sure that everything is operating at the highest capacity possible. So if you're requesting $10 million, you need to have millions of dollars in payroll expenses. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. Get the $125,000, get the $10,000, get the $2,000, and then that will propel your nonprofit to be ready to apply for a $10 million grant opportunity. Now, the causes that are near and dear for $10 million with a minimum of $50,000 ask are organizations that serve or impact children or youth from urban low-income communities in the areas of education, health, and family economic stability. So if your nonprofit fits in any of that, you could potentially walk away with a minimum of $50,000 up to $10 million. Remember, just because you're hearing $10 million does not mean that you need to ask for 10 million. If you only need 75,000, ask for 75,000. And if you're in that position and you have to decide, like, should I apply for this grant? Should I not apply for this grant? A grantor that has the capacity to give out a grant of $10 million, I'm applying for your money, because that means that you definitely have $75,000 if that's what I need, versus if there's a grantor where their max dollar amount is $50,000. I'm still apply for your 10, your 15, your 20, but if I need 75, I'm gonna go to the big dog. They got a bucket of more than $10 million, right? So think about that. That again, that goes back to strategizing when you're thinking about your business and how to best serve your community, but then your mission, vision, and value. This grant is for social enterprises that are a for-profit or a nonprofit. So if you are a for-profit business, and you can walk away with $10 million, the amount of scaling you could do for your business is astronomical. But again, only ask for what you need. Do not ask these people for $10 million and your salaries equate to $100,000. The application is going out the window before they even finish reading it, okay? So again, don't do that. They also will not fund more than 25% of your project, okay? So if your project is only $100,000, they will only fund $25,000. So they're not going to fund 100% of anything that you're trying to do. You gotta have skin in the game, okay? So again, think about it. If you're asking for $10 million, I don't even know what that number is, that's 25%, but that means your budget or your program to actually implement is way more than $10 million. So if you don't have a program that is currently costing more than $10 million, do not ask for $10 million. Also, they will not fund more than 10% of your operating budget either, right? So now you got two numbers that you have to think about. So again, make sure the math is mathing and the numbers make sense before you ask. And this grant, you can be in the US, India, or South Africa. So this is a semi-global opportunity, but I do know that I get multiple requests from individuals that are located in Africa. So if you are and you are watching this video, I hope that you are, or whenever you see it, because there is no deadline. So whenever you see this, if you are not located inside of the US and this is the opportunity that you are looking for, please apply for this money, okay? Now with that, let's look at this grant. All right, y'all, this grant opportunity is sponsored by Michael and Susan Dell. It is their foundation. And as I said at the top of the video, this grant is for up to $10 million with a minimum ask of $50,000. When you get to the website, peruse everything, okay? 10 million, minimum 50. You want to learn as much as you can about this organization. You want to learn previous grantees of the funding. But most importantly, if you're trying to get to the grant opportunity, you're going to go to how we fund. And then from there, you're going to click on grants. And then that's going to take you to what we've already talked about, their focus areas, but they say specifically, we seek to fund the work of committed problem solvers with proven impact. To start the application process, check your organization and project eligibility in 6 easy steps. Of course, I can't apply and try to check, but definitely do that first. But if nothing else, make sure you figure out what they do, where they work, how they fund, who they are, impact and insights, because this is going to give you an insight on whether or not this is going to be a potential match for your business to potentially walk away with this $50,000 grant opportunity, or if you wanted a big dog, $10 million worth of free money that you do not have to pay back. I don't know what I would do with that type of money, but then also if I'm eligible for that type of money, the level of impact that I'm already making in community is astronomical. So make sure you do that, and then you can go to their database. For example, this was a $100,000 grant opportunity, but I just want to go to some of the ones that it's not located in the US. You have South Africa, you see their funding that they've received. And then what I recommend in most of my videos when I'm talking about nonprofits, if they tell you who they have funded, go and look up those organizations and see what they do, who they are, the communities that they're serving, because if they are aligned with you, then you're probably a good candidate for this grant. And then also, you might be able to reach out to one of the grantees and say, hey, I really want to apply for this grant. Are there any tips you can give me? Not to say that they will, but the only thing they can do is say no or not respond. But closed mouths do not get fed, and we want to get as much intel as possible when applying for these grant opportunities. And then if you click on stories, this gives you even more information on the different partners that they've partnered with and funding that they've given out. So if you want to click on it and read and you're like, okay, this is something that I'm already doing in community. Yes, I am the perfect candidate for this grant opportunity. And you might even be able to mention, similarly to, and then you name the organization. We are providing X, Y, and Z in community, and this is the impact that we are hoping to have within community. So if nothing else, come to the page, do those 6 steps, see if you're potentially eligible to apply for this grant opportunity. And if you are, apply as soon as possible, because a grantor can close a grant at any time for any reason that they see fit. And this type of money, I do not want us to miss out on. This is not just for this grant opportunity. This is for the other grant opportunities I've already mentioned in this video. This is for the other grants in the small business grant playlist and the nonprofit grant playlist. Make sure you're catching this money as it is falling so you can get yourself to generational wealth, okay? Now, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Whatever way you can support the channel, I am going to be forever grateful. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're having a beautiful day. And I will see you all next time.